Hi Aries, let's do your reading. So you guys are pulling some strong, I believe soulmate, maybe twin flame energy, definitely a strong connection, but there's some upheaval. Okay, this is just pre-shuffle, but I wanted to show it to you. This, I actually just started an Aries reading and had to start over a bit. We got the full card strong in there. There's some sort of, there's so many messages coming through on this card. It's all about a new beginning, letting go of like, I don't know, the past anger or upsets. It's this is like, you know, the patterns of the universe. I mean, just very powerful energy right now. She's holding an amethyst. But the Fool is about a new beginning, letting things go, starting anew. This is also saying, what I'm getting is, don't forget your lighter side. Don't forget your playful side. I know it feels like you guys are in some sort of pain or a, you know, tumultuous, you know, maybe a fork in the road with a relationship. It's not all lost. I will say that. I do feel strong return energy. You've got the death and rebirth. I think this reading is going to be, this could just be pre-shuffle, and the reading could be totally different. But what I'm feeling is this reading is going to be about getting back together or a return, and it's going to be about how to handle and not handle it. It's going to be about how to move forward with authenticity and open communication and establishing what needs and wants are. And it's also going to be about going back to the playful fun side that you guys were at, what caught, you know, what kind of brought you together. Don't forget your playful fun side. And then letting things start over. It's going to be, I feel a really amazing reading coming. Okay, so this is just pre-shuffle again, but I got these two. I miss you and sexy lingerie. I also got, I didn't keep it out because I got, oh, this is so crazy. I was pre-shuffling these because we're going to do a yes-no question. So with the pendulum, and that's why I was pre-shuffling these, you know. But so some of you are going to laugh. But Aries, so this came out and I was like, wow, okay. Watch your fat intake. So be careful with your fat intake. And there's something, now I wrote these cards a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly what this was, but it's something about, especially if you're angry and maybe if you need to watch your dairy, see if dairy's upsetting your stomach, something. I just thought that was crazy that came out. So anyway, watch your maybe ice cream eating. Everything in moderation, right? I can't eat dairy at all because it gets me, you know, it's because it's pasteurized. They do all that processing to it. My body doesn't digest it well. It doesn't, I'm one of those people that can't have dairy at all. It blows my stomach up like you know, like I'm pregnant. But anyway, I'm excited about this reading. You guys are, I think you're going through something painful, but I don't think, and I think it's coming back around. Either you know that y'all are getting back together, you're in communication now, but you're struggling with how to express yourself or talk about it. Or you don't know that it's coming back around, and this is going to, you know, I think this is going to be about how to handle it. Some pointers, hopefully. We'll see. Let's dive in. We'll see about what's going on with the person on your mind, how they feel about you, how they view the situation. I feel like they were a little bit scared of you. The roles could be reversed. It's a general reading, so cannot resonate in every way for everyone, so please don't force it. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. Take what's helpful. If anything feels agitating or off, don't take it, you know? Oh my gosh, I told you guys, we're gonna get a crazy reading. Look at that. Did y'all see that? It flew out. Okay. The Fool. Take a chance. Oh, there's something with this pattern here too, like the, you know, the symmetry of it. It's kind of has like a feel of, you know, I mean, I don't like to say like we're puppets, but you know, everything's kind of, there's like this, God has this like intricate plan, and we might get off track. I just wondering why this card is sitting here. The Hermit. The Hermit is somebody that shuts out the noise, goes off. Look at the bottom of the deck. I'm not sure why this card was sitting here, but we're going to take it because that was sitting on the table. But anyway, the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. So that's two people who love each other, two people who give. So I want to say this is going back to your why. So if you need to be, you know, openly expressive to this person, or if you need to handle a challenge with them and you feel like you don't want to put yourself out there, or you don't want to be vulnerable, or you don't want a chance getting rejected, I feel like this is reminding you to go back to the why. Why would you put yourself out there? Why would you take a chance in getting rejected? Why? Well, because you feel like there's something strong between you. So go back to the why. That's why you put yourself out there. That's why you risk being hurt. Okay? Two of Cups, two people who love each other, two people who give, two people who see eye to eye. There's something very special here. Okay. The next cards, I'm not done shuffling, so I'm going to go back to shuffling. But Knight of Pentacles is something coming in slow, stable, brings a lot of happiness, illumination. There's a threat here, I feel, of an element of overthinking instead of just keeping things light. Also, you know, maybe some resentment, which again, you know, there are some things that maybe need to be addressed. But you'd be surprised what some fun, quality time, not deep conversation, just quality fun time, putt-putt golf, or going to the zoo or something, you know, go-karts, something like that. There's a need to escape the heaviness and just for a little bit in bond, you know, and maybe it's the sexy lingerie is the way, one of the ways, you know, that is the bonding. But I feel like the heaviness and the discussion of, you know, what's expected and what we both want, our expectations and needs. I do feel like there's a need for that communication to happen, but I think maybe some fun would be beneficial first. Okay. All right, so let's see, you and your current energy. Six of Cups. So you are thinking about the past in a very fond way. This is all about a return. How are we already at 7 minutes? Did I just babble on? You guys, if you're not subscribed, please, please, please subscribe. If you watch the channel, I noticed that only like 20% of the viewers are subscribed, and it helps the channel so much, especially right now. I'm at a really critical time with my, you know, trying to pay my bills and make ends meet. So it would help me more than you know to subscribe, support the channel. There's lots of ways, you know, leave comments, hit the like button, click the forward button and copy the link. I can't even express to you guys how much that will help me and help the channel. Okay, so the next card is the Death and Rebirth, which we already got. So powerful reading here. This is transformation. So I'm going to say that in this Fool card are your overall energies here. The person on your mind. Wow, this was the next card on the bottom of the deck. Lots of thought. The sword's not up, it's not down, it's just kind of neutral. Lots of thought. This person, I think that you can really shape how this thing goes. This person is maybe a little unsure how to think or what to think and how to feel. Okay, how they view you as leaving, bailing maybe. Maybe you fled. Didn't want, you know, got kind of triggered, didn't want to deal with your emotions, or maybe they screwed up and you know, you ran or fled something. You know, there might have been a anger. Why didn't they come back? Somebody left a situation but wanted the other to chase and say, no, don't leave, don't leave, and that this person didn't do that. And now it's just kind of like, well, why didn't they do that? If they wanted me, why didn't they follow me? Why didn't they tell me not to leave? Why did they let me leave? They just aren't equipped that way. They don't know that. That kind of dynamic is kind of from movies, you know? All right. how they view the situation. So they do want to cooperate. Aries, I feel like you probably have a lot more power in this than you think. I think this person would welcome you telling them what you want. Their next steps, look at this. They're very conflicted. I don't know if they did something wrong. It kind of feels like they did something that upset you. They weren't giving enough. They weren't doing enough. They weren't saying enough, showing enough. Remember, everybody's giving and ability to give and dynamic in relationships we all have these things from our past where our needs weren't met, or we were dismissed for voicing what we needed, or we were shamed for going after something. So just, I want you to have total, like temperance card, like tolerance. Not that you want to get walked on. You've got to express your needs, yes, but I feel like this person didn't have or know how to handle something, and you were hoping they would come after you and maybe hold you or comfort you, and they didn't. And they're confused and don't know. They don't know what to do. Look at this, 5 of Swords, very conflicted. Very, very conflicted. I mean, look at that. They don't want to be. This person wants to be happy. They want to make you happy. They may not be sure they can. Look at that. There is love here. I'm feeling Pisces. We also have Scorpio. We have Aries, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo. You guys aren't that far apart. It's just communication. You're not that far apart in wants and hopes. It's just communication and fear of vulnerability. Well, 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 what you cannot see, maybe an apology. Would you even accept it, though? Or would you be snappy? If this person came forward and apologized, would you put them through the ringer first? That is leaving this person not knowing what to do, how to handle it. They're not happy with this, though. I mean, it looks like they're pretty miserable. Ace of Pentacles, it could be an apology. Definitely a new beginning. It's victory after a battle, something stable, something that's going to take root and can grow. But this reading, I felt it before I turned on the camera, is all about you being equipped to handle things and go back to your why. Why would you swallow your pride? Why would you risk getting hurt? Why would you be the first to make the move? Whatever. Why? Because you know there's something substantial here and you feel a strong connection and you don't want to let that go. That's your why. It's just like, why do we get up in the morning? Because we want to accomplish things. Why do we go to the gym? We want to look good. We want to feel good. Why do we eat healthy? Why do we get morning sun? You guys make sure you're getting morning sun. Okay, so what you cannot see, exactly what we're picking up. This person feels trapped and stuck in their head. They are stuck, trapped. I mean, my goodness. Ten of Swords, possible outcome, painful ending. I don't think it has to be, though. I think it could be. I think we've got options here. I think honesty and vulnerability is extremely important. Communication, peace. I want peace. I want to make things work. I want to put the effort in. But I want to know that you do too. I miss you. I want this. Wasn't I miss you the card we got? Yeah. So I just picked it up again. I want peace, harmony, passion, fun, Ace of Wands. Okay, let's just get some clarifiers. And you guys be thinking about your yes, no question. We'll ask with the pendulum. Did I already tell you guys that? We're going to do yes, no with the pendulum at the end. Okay. Another thing that just came through was there may need to be a tower. There may need to be, a difficult discussion. But it will pull you closer once you clear up this uncertainty. things will get easier. And you may not need to go straight into that. You may just want to do something fun together. Hey, can we spend some fun time together? I would really enjoy seeing you and just doing something fun, spending some quality time together. And then you can have that talk, you know. But it might be a difficult talk. I just think honesty, open communication, and authenticity is so important. 10 of Cups. So I started a reading and then had the camera cut off, so I had to start over. And the 10 of Cups came through in that too. So did 10 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords came through too. So I've got to figure out that 7 of Swords. And the Sun. Happiness. Wow. Illumination. Lots of universal, like universe energy here. You got 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Okay. Let me just say this. You guys don't take a chance and try and make this work. You're going to be thinking about it to the end of whenever for a very long time. Okay, I think this could go either way. So I really think it's important, maybe write it down, what you want, what you would expect, what you want to give. Don't forget the what you want to give part. I want to make you happy. I want to know your needs. I want to meet your needs. I want you to share them with me. But this is what I want. This is what I need. If you don't care about all in, then you don't have to say that. But like for me, I just had to have a conversation. I want all in. If you don't want all in, then, you know, that's where you're in a different place than me. And our wants and needs are different right now. So you don't have to be where I am, but that's the conversation I had to have. I want to be with someone who is all in. I don't want half anymore. And I'm not open to it anymore. I'm at a place where I know what I want. It's all in. That may have to happen, but I still think you guys need to have fun. And I think if you guys don't work through it and talk through it, you're going to be, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. So this, okay, we got to dive into the 7 of Swords for sure. But look at this. I mean, come on now. You talk through it. Let's talk through it, even if it's difficult, so we can move past it. I mean, wow. Lots of major arcana here. Leo energy. Yeah. Difficult conversations. Conflict. Even if we don't agree, let's talk through it. We're on the same team. That's another thing that really worked for me, is I kept saying, just, you know what? Let's not forget we're on the same team. We both want the other to be happy, do we not? We both want that. So how are we ever not on the same team? Even if we don't think the same or agree with everything, we still can just accept that and remember that we're still on the same team. Just because you don't think the same way I think doesn't mean I don't want you to be happy. I still want you to be happy. Queen of Wands, passion, Hangman. Okay. Passionate new beginning. I just saw Ace of Wands again. Tell me about the 7 of Swords, though. I'm very curious about that. What's the deal with that? Knight of Cups. Somebody's avoiding romance. Or an apology. The apology twice. Oh, somebody thinks that they're safer maybe being alone. Tell me more about not trusting someone, you know, taking it slow. We can let this grow into it slowly, but I want to know what we're working towards. If we don't have the same end goals, then, you know, I want to know. There are ace. You guys have gotten every ace, I think. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. I mean, Queen of Swords. Being very clear. Somebody just doesn't want to. It's weird. It's like somebody doesn't want to admit what they want. Or somebody is afraid of commitment or relying on someone else. Somebody is, you know, completely avoidant or afraid of maybe marriage. Oh, afraid of being too into someone. Look at that. Yeah, this is from the past hurt. I want more on this 7 of Swords, please. We'll pull a couple of cards, just for, especially for those of you who feel like you're in a twin flame. We'll pull a card for that. And we'll pull a card for if you're not in contact. Ooh, strong Pisces energy here. Look at that. All right. This is going to come back around if you want it to. But you're going to have to be vocal. Second chances. Make a decision. What do I want? You already know, I think, a lot of this. But somebody is afraid to get swept away by their emotions. Okay, let's do the pendulum. Or, I mean, the outcome is a return if you want it. And it's going to be, it's got potential to be happy and successful. You guys check out the Twin Flame Extendeds if you want. I need to do new ones. I will when the channel gets back going and stable again. I'll start, and there's a demand for them. I'll do them again. But they're timeless and they're so freaking good. They go into everything Twin Flame. And they're like they're like personals, but they're a fraction of the price. So, because not that many people watch them. So the energies that come through are really detailed. Okay, let's ask your question. Make sure it's super clear. And then I'm going to go in get a little bit nosier about like their secret thoughts and feelings. I'm getting more Leo energy. Let's see. Oh. Hold on, sorry. There. Would you give me a chance to make things right between us? See, I think this person just needs a little bit of direction. I still love you. I'm still haunted by my actions. So somebody did not handle things right. Somebody did something that you felt betrayed, I believe. That doesn't go there. Hat. It's in the wrong deck. Okay, I'm going to have to draw one of these diamond cards. Look at this, Lovers. So this person does miss you. I miss you regardless of how things seem. The next one is, you're all I've ever wanted. I'm reminded of you constantly. I'm sorry for how things went, even though I don't show it. Okay, so recap. This person does want, would you have the ability to make this happen? If you don't, take a chance and and let yourself be vulnerable. Remember the why. Why am I letting myself be vulnerable? Because I know this could be an amazing connection. Why am I putting myself out there and risking rejection? Because I know that it's part of my growth. Because I know that it could be worth it. Because I know that if I am rejected, I'll stop dwelling on this and I'll move on. Why am I going to forgive this person? Why am I going to take the first step? Why? When you do your calendar, like I'm learning this, everything I do on my calendar, so my 8 o'clock, I do this. I get up and I make my bed and I get morning sun. Why? And then I put next to it, I put why. My why is because it helps start my hormones for the day, because it makes my day happier, because it makes me more productive, because it feels good later. Not that maybe getting up feels good right then, because it feels good later. At 9 o'clock, I set up, or I do this, or I do that, or I go to the gym. Why? Because my body has more energy when I work out, because my hormones are balanced when I work out, because I eat better, because I look better, because I feels great after. Put your calendar on your, your column of what you do, and then always put your why. Very much why energy here. You have a return. You have something that should be coming back together, but how you handle it is very important. Let's see what we get here. Okay, it says get them back. Get them back, no contact. Did you guys do no contact? Okay, so it said get them back, no contact. So now it says you are creating resistance. So maybe there was a ploy. Okay, so remember earlier when I just said so? Huh? Remember earlier when I said there's something about somebody did something and messed up. Somebody else felt betrayed. Somebody took off or shunned or whatever and then was hoping that they would be followed or chased, and that didn't happen. That scenario created discomfort and resistance is what I believe. So in the yes, no question with the pendulum, we didn't get a clear answer. What it landed on was the diamonds. And that tells me to draw a card, okay? That's why we got to this deck. Again, get them back with no contact. I think that backfired. Tell me more on that. Stop and smell the roses. Silence is easier. I feel safer in the silence. I'm going to have to pull another deck, oracle deck, because that is throwing me off, because I don't think that's accurate. I don't think we're supposed to take it at face value. One day, one way or another, I will change them. I feel like the tactics need to stop. Some sort of tactics or punishment. A lot of this is saying, you know, focus on yourself. Maybe you don't do the contact while you're angry. I don't feel real clear on that. Let me get a couple more cards. Crossroads and fear. Regret, destruction, victim. Jeez, this feels like a personal. I think this is somebody using it, they're going to contact. It might have backfired. So we have fear. Somebody is fearful of rejection, doesn't know which way to go. They definitely are thinking hardcore about this. There's definite regret. I think they don't know how you'll respond, and that's the holdup. All right, let's get another oracle. Let's do something about growth. How about an animal spirit? No contact is... You guys tell me in the comments if that means something that I'm missing, because I feel like there's a lot more to that. There is something major to that because it came out twice. Take a leap of faith, grasshopper spirit. Remember your why. Okay. I want to do a moonology. I don't know if I can find them. And then I'm going to do an angel message, and then we'll wrap up. Please, please, please hit like. Please subscribe if you haven't. Oh, we're running out of time. Also, let's talk in the comments, okay? I knew it. So, communication. Don't let pride get in your way. Maybe you need to explain the no contact thing. There's something with the no contact. See, you might know better than me. So, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Don't let pride get in your way, okay? Be open and authentic. Maybe you tell him, I was hoping you would chase me. I was hoping you would come after me. I was hoping you would try and comfort me. You know, take ownership for if you did something like that. I just think that honesty is the way. No, wait, I wanted to get an angel message. I don't want to let y'all go. We're running out of time. Actually, let me get it. I want to get a romance angel, and then we'll do an angel message. This is like an extend. This is like, well, it's shorter, but it's kind of like the extended. Okay. So there is something to do with an ex with that no contact. There is something with an ex that needs to be let go of. Some sort of memories or hurt or ego that's tied to your ex that you need to remember that is not this person. Stop putting the past energies onto this person. Somebody is carrying over their ex, their relationship or something with their ex, and putting it on, like attaching it to this energy, and that needs to stop. Also, maybe there's an ex that's still active in texting and stuff, and that could be causing an issue. So this says, I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. I love you so much, Aries. Let's talk in the comments. I wish we had more time. My camera cuts off at 30. I love you so much. I'll see you in the comments. Bye, Aries.